When a school is unable to meet the needs of a foster child, then that foster child's permanency placement plan is in great jeopardy. And in many times, because of school issues, foster children have to leave their foster homes. Supporting a caring foster parent who simply wants to see their foster child enrolled in the school that can best assess and then meet their child's learning needs is about far more than the cost of a voucher. Finding the right school at the right time is a key ingredient in moving these foster children beyond a cycle of underachievement and into the ranks of well-educated and productive citizens of the future. At Bethesda, we have witnessed these transformations firsthand, as over 75% of our boys go on to college. I'm also pleased that the Early Hope Scholarship legislation lends support to our military families. With Hunter Army Airfield in Fort Stewart in our back door, we have had the pleasure of serving many families who come to us from the military installations. The stressors that these families endure, especially at a time of multiple deployments and numerous moves, can often take and do take a toll on their wonderful children. Let's face it, our military men and women are not in it for the money, but for the sense of honor and commitment and a purpose to serve their nation. What better way can we express our appreciation of their commitment than to support our military families as they strive to find the best possible educational experience for their children? I am not here today to pile on criticism to an established educational system that clearly has issues. Candidly, as a school administrator, if there's not something that is bugging you every day at your school, then I will only suggest that you just ain't looking close enough. But from the perspective of a school that has dealt with the concerns of foster parents, military families, and other families who are simply concerned that the options presented at their local school are not working, then we have to move beyond the concern of macro-level bureaucracies and offer new solutions for the micro needs of every learner in Georgia. I am proud today to offer today that Bethesda, founded in 1740, is the oldest institution in Georgia. And while I haven't been around for all 270 years, I can tell you that our history is replete with multiple morphings into services and programs that meet the needs of the children we have served over all these many eras. Today we have new challenges that require new answers, and I'm happy to support the Early Hope Scholarship legislation as a new answer to support the people most invested in a child's learning, namely the parents and guardians of Georgia's children. Thank you, and I look forward to working with Senator Rogers and all of you in securing this legislation.
Once again, earlyhopescholarship.org if you're interested in learning more or expressing your support for that legislation. Please don't suppress your support. Express it openly and regularly. Okay, now I want to acknowledge Tom and Amy Campbell, who have been standing out here in the freezing cold with a baby. We appreciate it. I think the baby is now warming in the sun over there, I see. Tom and Amy are parents of 3 children, 2 of which attend St. Catherine of Siena Catholic School in Kennesaw, the other of which is too young to do so and is with us today. Amy.
Yes, this one is in the School of Moms, so he's home with me all the time. I'm here today in 2 capacities. The first is as a parent who supports parents as the primary educators of our children and the best deciders of their educational needs. And the second is as a taxpayer who has never ever benefited from the vast amount of our taxes that go to support public education. Our family alone, and I know a lot of you here are in the same boat, has saved taxpayers over $18,000 just this year. Parents from St. Catherine's, our Catholic school, have saved taxpayers $270,000 this year. And Atlanta Catholic Schools saves taxpayers over $97 million a year. Just think, that's just the Catholic schools. That's not including any of the other religious or private schools. We are saving taxpayers a boatload of money. And I believe it's only fair that some of that tax savings come back to private school in some form. Many other states have found ways ways to reallocate tax dollars equitably into programs. Some provide textbook support, tuition tax credits or deductions, transportation support, tutoring programs. There's a lot of different ways that we can see those tax dollars that we pay come back to us. Studies have shown that school choice programs in other states benefit all children, including those in public schools where the pressure is taken off that system. The kids experience smaller class sizes, increased academic achievement, and it even benefits the community by equalizing property values, because then it doesn't matter where you're sending your kids to school. That doesn't raise the price of a home. So really the benefits are seen in so many aspects of our community. Competition and choice are fundamental American values. We're watching the Olympics right now. Can you imagine if there were only one or two people competing in an Olympic event? How much would those medals mean? They wouldn't mean anything. They only mean something to those competitors because there are so many people competing and the best rise to the top. We need that kind of competition in our educational system. I applaud the state of Georgia for beginning initiatives that support school choice, and I encourage even broader legislation that recognizes the vital role that parents have in educating their children. And thank you all for being here and staying warm.
Everybody should have gotten a sheet that looks like this with information about contacting your legislators, more information about all of the bills that we have currently before the General Assembly. See us after if you're interested in having somebody take you to meet your legislator. The Senate is in session right now, so we could actually pull them out of session and talk to them right there on the in the hallway. The House doesn't go in until later, but their offices are catty-corner to this building, and there's a map on the back that explains how to get there. So don't forget to contact your legislators about any of the legislation that you've heard about that you're interested in, or legislation that you'd like to see that we haven't talked about yet. Now, to close this out, I want to introduce Reverend Smith from the Greater Travelers Rest Church in DeKalb County, and this will be it. After this, you are free to join us inside the Capitol to visit with your legislators. Reverend Smith.
A great sage once said that the unexamined life is not worth living. And as we examine the core values of our country's great principles and promises of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, it is obvious that many of us are not happy with the educational pursuits of our school systems. It is obvious that our state is suffering greatly with the lack of variety and quality in school education. And so we're here today to fight, because we understand that a child's performance is based on parental expectations. If we don't expect choices, if we don't expect change, then nothing will change. So I encourage you to continue to fight, to lift the banner for our children, because our state will not rise to its true potential with the quality of present education. So let's fight for the choices for our people everywhere in the state of Georgia. May God bless you. May God bless Georgia.